Good morning, everybody. Today is Friday. Looking at what's happening in the market today. I'm going to pop up my other window here just to make sure we're Gucci. Ooh, man, yesterday was rough. I didn't do too much on the market yesterday, but it was red. The entire thing was red. Every item on my watch list was red. So yesterday was a tough one for sure. I exited my position in TLRY yesterday morning at a high of about $35 and then rebought back in on the dip, and then the dip just kept dipping. So we're sitting here now as it stands down about $500 from yesterday. I did buy a couple calls on Robinhood for this stock with an expiration date of next Friday, because let's be honest, they were cheap. And you know, the realistic, if you read the comments on WEBULL, man, you just don't trade off the comments on WEBULL. I read them because they're fun, they're entertaining, but for the most part, that's just troll city. So don't pay any attention to what's happening there, or you're going to end up probably panic with a panic attack. So a lot of bears on there thinking it's going to go down. TLRY had good news yesterday. Let's see. It looks like they've got some news today. Not really, just trending stocks. Nothing new. We're looking to see a push. I mean, it's Friday. A lot of times there's a sell-off on Friday, covering shorts, but we'll see what happens today. I mean, we've opened up and we've been in the green a little bit. We're obviously seeing a big dip right now, which is pretty common for almost every single day of trading. But we'll see what the timeline looks like in the longer term here. When we look at where it dipped low yesterday, we saw 26. I honestly didn't see that coming that low off of yesterday's high. But today we could see a nice reversal. If it won't be today, it'll probably be Monday or Tuesday before this picks back up. There's no reason for this to continue to go down. There's no news that supports that. There's no financial data really that supports that. So again, I reiterate this, that our time frame and our money line looks like by the merger, this is probably going to be $35 to $38. That's what we're looking for here. And that is really a realistic number to be at. So hope you guys are in and doing well. And if you're still down, remember, you haven't lost anything until you've sold your position and taken that loss. So if you do have some in there, the last thing I'd hate for people to do is stuff that's happened to me is I'm like, oh no, it's dropping, catch the knife, and then you sell when you could have waited a day longer, made back your losses on that day, and been just fine. Some other things that are moving today. Let's just look real quick here at the price change. UAVS is up, decent. Yalla Group, man. See, honestly, I have no idea what they do. I tried reading about it. Some kind of entertainment media company over in China, Japan, something like that. And their stock, man, it used to trade at like $5, and I have seen crazy gains on it. But there's no reason for it to be up there. I did make some money on them like 2 weeks ago. Riot Blockchains kind of got back their gain from yesterday, or their loss from yesterday, rather. We have a lot of green. I mean, really, all of these big moves, these are really just getting back to where they started at yesterday. So while the market does look better, it's not better than it was market open as of yesterday. Sundial Growers, man, they're taking hard. They are just hitting the freaking floor today. That's a shame. Is a shame. Denison Mines, there's a lot of hype around them. Looks like that got burned. Socket Mobile still holding at 13 somehow. You know, BlackBerry never really took off on the whole meme stock thing at all. Or Cannabis just chilling. Yeah, there's not really. I mean, all these movers here, these are really just picking up their losses from yesterday. As you can look here and see where they're at. They were all down big time, and now they've kind of rebounded a little bit. So that's what we're looking for today. Not looking for anything crazy to happen. we're really just looking for to regain what was lost yesterday. So, you know, if TLRY can get somewhere back up to 30, that would be ideal. 30, 31. We'll see what happens. You know, like I said, it's Friday, and Fridays are generally kind of a crapshoot on a lot of these. So let's see. Hey, to Juice, crypto. Hey, buddy. Good video to watch for crypto for dummies. So we can talk about crypto. Sure. Crypto isn't really traded like common stocks. It's more traded like a forex, like a foreign currency exchange. So there's not really I mean, there is a supply and demand kind of with Bitcoin and some of the altcoins, because they do have a limited supply. So the more people that buy them, it just kind of goes up based on demand to own it. But since there is no physical, there's not really, it's not like a common stock like we're looking at here with TLRY. Let's see if we can even pull up Bitcoin. We sure can. A WEBULL somewhere here. BTC Bitcoin. So when we look at Bitcoin here, its trading algorithm is going to be a little bit different, and it still kind of follows the same uptrends that we see with stocks and downtrends. But I would say this, that it moves a lot more based on news, based on just big investors buying in. You know, Tesla buys $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. It goes up $4,000 a coin, which is a pretty big move. Now, if you don't have it's kind of like this to me. This is how I would treat Bitcoin specifically. If you don't have a lot of money to invest, your gains are going to be small over the short term, because while Bitcoin does move thousands of dollars a day, now it's at 53, which is an all-time high. It's only up, 3%, which isn't huge. Now it is up over, if we look at more of a longer chart than that, the daily chart, it's up a lot. But in the small term trading it, you're going to get small gains out of it. It's got to move a lot to get to that. Whereas if we get into some of the other altcoins, they're not so they move a lot more with less effort, if that makes sense. I trade the cryptocurrency on the Voyager app. I have a video kind of about Voyager that breaks that down a little bit. And Voyager allows you to set, sell limits and buy limits. It doesn't have, and I did have somebody ask me this question, it does not have stop losses on it, because it's not traded like I said, like a stock. And I don't believe that we have it in WEBULL either. Let me just see here. I don't believe that is true. If we look here on our sell, nope, we just have limit market. So there's no stop loss on the Bitcoins. So you kind of have to watch it and realistically, I mean, unless you're playing around with some of the those major changes, like a Dogecoin that sees big old drops, you're not really going to lose out a whole ton of money. I mean, they're not going to hit the floor. But what I do like with the crypto is you can get 8 to 10% gains in a day or 2 days, because they fluctuate so much. So I do have a video on my channel about Voyager, and I'm going to go over, I guess, some of the other features in that as well, and go ahead and make another one just because I had some questions about it, which is great. And I would say it's kind of the same thing. Don't panic sell. I had bought Doge at 0.36 cents and sold it at in about a 2-hour span when it went crazy. And my girlfriend wanted in on it, but she was buying in at 0.7 because it just took a minute to set her app up. And so we ended up taking a hit when it dropped back down. And then I've just been selling, buying, selling, buying dips, selling a little bit more, and set your sell limits realistically. And the thing about buying into the cryptos versus buying into these stocks, like if I go in right now and I buy TLRY at 28.24, where it's at right now, and then in 5 minutes I have some kind of buyer's remorse and I want to sell it, I can sell it for 28.25 and be at break even, zero loss. With crypto, that's not how that works. So with crypto, I mean, you could do it obviously with a limit, but when you look at the on the app like Voyager or whatever, you're always buying it and selling at market price. So you're buying the bid, which is or you're buying the ask, which is the higher point, and you're selling at the bid. So if you buy it and sell it right back to back, you're already at a loss, which is kind of a bummer. But there are probably some other ways. Maybe if you were, buying Bitcoin on WEBULL or Robinhood or something, you can get away with that. Cash App does trade Bitcoin as well, and there is a fee. If I was going to buy $5,000 worth of Bitcoin, it cost me $30. So keep that in mind. That's an instant loss as soon as you get there. So keep that in mind when trading those coins. And I cannot emphasize this enough. You can make a lot of money in stocks and in crypto. You certainly can. But it is a roller coaster of emotion, because just as much as this goes up 4%, it goes down 14%. The highs come with the lows. And if you could hold through that dip, you'll be okay most of the time. Now, there are some, if you bought into this guy right here, load at $9 or $10 the other morning, and it's at $5, you've lost half your money. But remember, it's not really a loss until you sell it. So if you bought it at $9 or $10 and you're still holding it, you haven't lost anything yet until you take that loss. That is a big deal to remember, because taking a loss sucks. But sometimes you have to let go of bad decisions. So there's that also. I'm going to pull up here my Robinhood chart. Let's see, this is where I'm at with my Robinhood. I'm down for the week for sure. When I look at my weekly, I am down 485 on that. So I took a hit on these Sindel and the Denison Mine calls for sure. They expire today. They're going to be worth absolutely nothing. The TLRY calls, these are, like I said, next week calls. The break even on those is realistic in my opinion. So I'm not really that concerned about it. This is break even at 31.95. And the other one here, let's have a look. Oh, the same one there. Let's get this guy right here. Boom, 31.25. So I'm pretty happy with those calls. I think they'll do fine. Total return on this is down just a little bit because it was down so much yesterday. But if this does hit that $32 or $34 mark within the next 2 or 3 days, I'm going to be doing just fine. We're going to be up a good pretty penny, make all my money back. So I don't normally YOLO big calls like that, but I feel strongly about what's going to happen with TLRY in the next couple days here. So I'm not scared to hold that. I'm going to pour back up here. So we're on a slow, steady climb. There's a lot that goes into this, reading these candlesticks that you can learn. That's kind of a whole nother genre of videos right there. But at the end of the day, these guys go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. And if you were a pattern day trader, you would buy it here, you would sell it up here, and continue to do so all day long and collect your 3 or 4% on the way up every time. Watch the Benzinga Pro guys. They've got 10 in and outs in a 1 hour period where they've just stacked money on top of money. And honestly, you can do that with calls. You can do it with puts. If you see one of these stocks hitting the moon, like UAVS, and you're thinking, oh, okay, well, that's up 20% today. Well, you could bank that's going to go down, buy you a put, and if it drops 10%, sell that sucker the same day, and that does act as a day trade. So keep that in mind. You can only do that so many times if you're on a limited account. But anyways, I've got a good bit of work to do today on my actual job, so I'm not going to stay here too long. But I'll probably come back and leave a comment. If you're invested in any of this, I'd definitely like to hear what you got into it, and how you're feeling about it, and what you're holding, what you're selling, and always interested to hear what other people are getting into. So I'll check back with you guys later. Hope everyone makes a little bit of money. No one's holding the bag. I said TLRY looks good. It's on the uptrend for the day. We should end, man, at this rate. We could end at 30, 31. So let's give it a push, and I'll see you guys later.